Okay, I'm going to do tonight the chicken pot pie. First off, make sure you got all your ingredients. In no particular order here, we've got the pie crusts, which go on the top of the pie. They come out like this. They're just refrigerated. You don't have to get this kind, but you can if you want. I like them. And then for the roux that we'll be making, once again, everything needs to be equal. So we've got equal parts all-purpose flour to butter. In this case, we've got unsalted butter, which works out 2 sticks equals 1 cup of butter, and then which will also have 1 cup of flour. We've got 3 cups of milk and 2 cans. Let's see, what is this? Probably about 14 ounces, 14 and a half ounces of chicken broth. You can use stock or whatever, it's not that big a deal. I've got canned corn and beans you can certainly use. You can take all the time you want to make your own. In the interest of getting it done in a decent time frame, not to be in the kitchen all day, I just got canned. 4 to 6 potatoes, depending on the size of them. These are kind of small, so I got 6 potatoes. I've got 1 large sweet onion. For spices, I've got garlic powder, about 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and salt and pepper to taste, as they say. Even an egg for the egg wash that we'll be putting on top of the pastry at the very end to help brown and make it a golden brown, beautiful coloring. Now what we're basically going to do is we're going to cook in one pot. We're going to cook the onions and the vegetables and put all that together and cook that. And then in another cast iron pan, I'm going to make a roux with the flour and the butter. And then I'll be adding on the liquid. And once I make that roux, I will combine that into the pot, mix that in. Once it's just right mixed up, we'll put that into a huge, actually right over here, I've got a nice huge casserole dish. I'll spray that with a little Pam or some extra virgin olive oil in our case, and we'll put that in a 350-degree oven, and we'll have chicken pot pie. That's it. We've heated up this pan. We'll put a little bit of olive oil in there, move it around. Get it all the way around there, coat the sides a little bit. And here we go with the chicken. I've got it on medium-low right here. And we'll cook these down, slowly cook them down, and as I mentioned before, we'll put those in the refrigerator, let them cool down, and then bring them back out, cut them into cubes, and they'll be perfectly ready for the chicken pot pie. Okay, this is cooked up to a real nice temperature. It's cooked just enough, about 162, 165. I'll take it off the oven, let it rest, or take it off the stove, I should say, let it rest, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it cool down for a few hours. I've got the potatoes in the microwave. They're all cubed up into bite-sized pieces. While they're microwaving, getting an initial cook, if you will, to them, I'm going to go ahead and slice the sweet onion I've got here. Really simple. Just take the core off here and then take the front part off here. Once I've got that, there's a little bit of an issue right here with it, so we'll go ahead and kind of dig that out. Sometimes they come like this, sometimes they don't. Okay, so we'll take that out, cut it in half, and it's real simple. We're just wanting sliced onions. So we'll do half of it here, and it's simple. Once you get to this point, obviously making your fingers coming back so you don't cut yourself, you just turn it like so. Cut the rest of it. And we'll finish this up and be right back. Okay, we had a little mishap here, but in our video, but all all we did was we put a little bit of olive oil. We finished our, excuse me, let me back up. We finished our potatoes. They cooked slightly in the microwave. I did about 5 minutes on the microwave. Then I put the one sliced onion in there, and I put the, of course I put the olive oil, I mentioned that, and then I put the garlic powder in there. So now I'm just slowly going to cook it around. I've mixed everything in pretty well. I've got the eye on low here, low medium, if you will. I'm going to just cover it up, let the moisture stay in, let it cook probably about 5 or 6 minutes. And then after that, we're going to come back. We're going to throw some more vegetables in here. One thing I didn't mention is we have a bag of frozen carrots and peas. Nice little addition. We'll put that in there. We'll put the corn and the green beans in there from the canned corn and green beans. We'll put that in there. Then we'll come over here as that's cooking up. We'll come over here. We'll make our roux with our butter and our flour. And then also we'll add the chicken stock and the chicken broth, and the milk, and we'll make a nice little cream sauce. That'll once again be able to add it to this pot, which will have everything in it. We'll add it to the pot, we'll mix it around. We'll finally come over here, add it all in here, top it with the pastry that we showed earlier, and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Hopefully it'll golden brown and it'll be ready to eat. So we'll see you in a few. It's so funny, when last segment there I mentioned what all we're putting in to the pan to do our final cook, and the main star of the show, the chicken, I forgot to mention it. So what we're going to do with it is we're just going to simply cut it into slices, obviously making sure that we're going to be careful with our fingers so as not to cut our fingers off. But we're just going to cut small little chunks, bite-sized chunks, maybe a little bit more. And we'll have those ready to put in the pan. Soon as the potatoes are cooked up, we'll add a little bit of vegetables, and then very soon thereafter we'll be adding this. So we'll be right back. All right, we've cooked these. The potatoes are about 3/4 of the way cooked, so it's perfect time. We're going to add the frozen peas and carrots. Go ahead and add those. So let's go ahead at this point, add the green beans and the corn. There we go. Mix that up a little bit. All right, we'll just give that maybe 3 or 4 minutes to kind of warm up. Meanwhile, we've cooked the chicken up. We'll be dropping that in a second. Let's go ahead and start our roux. We'll turn that on to medium low. We'll get that roux started. Put the lid back on this. Get the roux started, and soon we'll be putting it all together. We're making a roux now. We're going to make a roux. We've got 2 sticks of butter all melted up in our pan, and we're just going to slowly add 2 sticks of butter equals 1 cup of flour, or excuse me, equals 1 cup of butter. Therefore, we make 1 cup of flour and add it to the butter, to the fat, which in this case is the butter, and equal parts. Mix it on up here with our mixer, and then we go and we create a roux. Don't dump it all in to begin with. You work it in small little pieces, move it around. Make our roux. I've made a roux before on some of these videos, so keep adding. Don't want it on too high, but the secret is to keep mixing it around as much as you can. Mix it around as soon as we get it. There we go. Now it's starting, you can see it's starting to thicken up as it gets to the same amount of flour that it has butter. It starts to thicken up. You just don't want pieces of flour hanging around. You'll get that floury taste, and that's just the worst. All right, well done. So let's work this in real well. Give it just a minute to kind of cook on its own. Cook away all the excess moisture that the butter had in it, the excess water, because butter does have a little bit of water in it. And it'll get a little darker color. And let me get the chicken stock. We'll be adding chicken stock to this. Notice how it's starting to get thicker. Okay, it's thickened up a bit. Everything seems to be broken up, so let's go ahead and at this point we're going to add a little bit of the chicken stock. Mix it all in. Always thickens up real well, and then it'll, as you keep adding in liquid, it'll thin down a little bit, which is where you want to go. Notice how thick it is right now. Don't worry, we've got a lot to go here. All right, let's add the whole can, second can, and then we'll be adding milk to this as well. A little bit of salt and pepper. And my thing that I neglected to add before, anytime I make a cream sauce, kind of a white cream with a milk or a chicken base, liquid anyway, I try to add a little bit of fresh nutmeg, so I'll be grinding a little bit of that nutmeg in there. Nothing to overpower it, but just to kind of give it a little bit of extra to it, a little extra taste. All right, it's starting to thicken up, but all work in to be one consistent texture. Still really thick. It's obviously hot. Now we're adding the milk. Let's put that over there. Keep working it. Obviously, don't work it too fast. We'll spill it all. Try to get it all out of all the edges of the pan. Keep working. Be anal about it. Be perfectionist. Slowly try to get all the nooks and crannies of the pan without spilling everything. It's thickening up again. Now that the pan is really hot and the majority of the cream is hot, it doesn't take much to heat right back up after you put some more milk or chicken stock in it. So, all right, so let's add a little bit of salt and pepper here. Here's a little bit of pepper. There we go. Let's add a little bit of salt, a little kosher salt. Love the kosher salt. There we go. Mix that in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and top off, finish up that milk. Now, time to hit it with the nutmeg. Just a little bit of nutmeg in it. See if I can do it without dropping it this time. Excellent. I did it. Dear me. All right, let's mix that in. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of let this warm up. Keep mixing it for just another minute or two to thicken up a little bit. And we'll be right back. Okay, while the roux is warming up a little bit and reaching that final consistency we want, I've got all the chicken cut up real nice. There's, obviously you can see this is quite a bit of chicken, but four slabs or 4 cuts of boneless, skinless chicken. It goes a long way though. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that in there. We'll mix that around. And in a couple of minutes, we'll be adding the roux to this. Once we add the roux, once again, we'll put it back in this pan. Cover it with the pastry. Cover that pastry with a nice egg wash to make it golden brown. Throw it in the 350-degree oven, 30 minutes, and we'll get her back out, let her sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Everything kind of meld in together, and it'll be ready. Okay, the gravy is ready, as you can see, it's got a decently thick consistency to it. And if we put it in here and it needs to be creamed down a little bit, we'll just add a little bit of milk, no big deal. All right, so wish me luck on this. There we go, there we go. All right, where's my, here it is, here it is. Our trusty scraper. There we go. Notice how the pan isn't burned. Luckily, we kept moving it. Had we let it sit there and not mixed it, the heat would have just been too much and it would have burned it. So don't forget to always mix on it. Now we'll just move all this around. Got a good shot in there. Nice close shot here. See how we're just mixing everything around, making sure that all that creamy goodness gets around every little bit of it. And we'll put that in here. Okay, we'll move over here. Okay, time to pour it all in. Wish me luck here. I'm good for spilling it all over the place, but let's make sure we get it in. There we go. Looks like we're going to get it all in too. There's a little bit of a char on the bottom of that pan, but that's no big deal. It'll clean out. Excellent. There we go. Move it all in there. Now it's time to move on to putting our pastry on top. Wanted to real quick show you how I do the egg wash. I simply just get one egg, scramble it up a little bit, and we'll go ahead, we'll just add a little bit of this water to it. Just a little touch of water. Do that, mix it on up. We'll have this brush here, and that's all we do. All right, with the pastry, all I do is get it here. It's not the easiest to work with, but nothing has to be perfect. We'll unroll it here. It's a clean counter, so I'm not worried about that. We'll unroll it here. Normally I flatten it up really good. We might do that a little bit. But let's get them all out to begin with and see where we stand. Because right now we're just looking at covering this dish right here. At that point we'll do the egg wash. So let's get these all rolled out. Just down just a tad. One thing, just in case, I want to say before, in case I don't mention it, you got a little cut, little slivers, little holes in your pastry when you put it on, because you need it to breathe. If it doesn't breathe, it's potentially the daggone thing could explode on you. So make sure you cut little slits in your topping, kind of like, you know, how they did, you know, the old homemade or the frozen pot pies you used to eat when you were a kid? That's basically the same idea. So you know what? These are thick, and usually I thin them out, but like I say, I'm going to use all 3 of them this time. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting these on. All right. See how this goes? Let's work this one on here. Obviously, we're going to have some overlap, but we're not making a some kind of beautiful picture here. We're just lumping them all over, and actually, that's probably as good a picture as you can get. Oh man, this stuff is so good. So let's just kind of grip it around the sides. This stuff you can use like almost like molding clay. You got a little bit, you need a little bit here, take it off of one side, put it on there, and just kind of work it in. No big deal. All right, so let's do at this point, let's cut a few slits. All right. We're on our way here. All right, now for the last bit of it, we'll take the egg wash. And we'll become a painter for a minute here. Try to get every bit of it, because what that's going to do is that's going to make it golden brown. Makes it nice and pretty, but it also gives you a nice crusty top. It's wonderful. Makes all the difference in the world doing it rather than not doing it. There we go. Yes, sirree. All right. So I'm going to set this down. I'm going to pick this up. Let's open the oven up. Already preheated to 350. Slide this in and hopefully not drop it. Slide it in the oven. Obviously, no lid on it whatsoever. We'll set the timer to 30 minutes. Start, and we're off. See you in 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes have elapsed. Let's see how it looks. Beautiful. It's got some nice coloring on it. We could leave it in a few more minutes maybe and get a little bit more coloring, but this is perfect. Heavy, heavy. It's a lot of food right there. Comfort food 101. So now you see it's all nice and hard right here. We're going to let it sit for like 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to cover it up with some aluminum foil. We're actually going to take it over to my daughter's house and my son-in-law's house, and we're going to have a nice little dinner there. Maybe we'll get a few pictures or videos from there. All right, let's cut into that baby.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect. I'm gonna grab the spoon here.
All right.
That looks spot on.
Excellent. Fantastic. Oh, look how pretty
Looks
that
amazing.
is. Okay, we just want to show how we're cutting these potatoes. We're going to cube them up.
Oh, wait a second, stop. You're talking and I can't get you in there.
Okay.
So let me
So
start
yeah,
over.
so start with me first, and then when I go to the potatoes, go to the potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe turn it the other way so you can step on it straight. What do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just want to get the. You got to give
Yeah,
me.
get a feel for it, right?
See, it's so much easier that way.
What? Straight up?
Yeah,
and down?
because you can get your whole body. Yeah, I mean it's like great.
But when it does it on the video, it shows that
Oh,
much
okay.
video.
All right, let me see if I sit on the counter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you need to zoom in, you can go like this,
Okay.
and then you go back out,
Okay, that's probably what I'm
Like
gonna
that.
do. That'd be easier.
and that way you're not moving.
This is perfect.
And don't
Oh,
worry
yeah.
about it shaking that much. It's not that bad.
I don't want to get that.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
I'm just trying to get the right angle. Because I don't want that.
Tell me if it's better without the light.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it? You sure?
I don't. Let me see with it on. Sorry.
No, I don't care.
I think with the light on.
With the light on.
All right.
Okay. Tell me. I'm not ready yet. Did you video that?
Yeah, I'm stopping it when you came over there.
Yeah, I was just like you were, like I didn't tape it or something. What were you
I was
saying?
like, you were talking to it, like looking at it, and I wasn't. I had it on there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Don't worry. Come on, get out of there. Well, this isn't working. Come on, baby. Jeez. There we go. Ah. I'm putting an extra one on there because Caitlin likes the darn stuff so much. Actually, all of them do. Usually I put just two on. I'm putting a third one on because, man, it's good. That stuff is so good on the in the dish. Whew. Okay.